thank Mike Kirby for agreeing again to kind of MC this thing, the voice of the Crusaders, and very familiar with this, the entire Middle Georgia area, his voice and all that he does in serving, not just this area, but particularly Trinity Christian Schools. So Mike's going to come at this time and begin our program.
I want to thank Coach Fields and, of course, our Trinity Crusaders for the 2018 football season. All the cheerleaders, I think all of y'all together were magnificent. You fans for really, we were a road team this year. I felt like a Greyhound bus driver when we finally wrapped up the year. I think we spent 6 games on the road during the regular season and, of course, 2 games on the road in the championships. To you seniors, it's been quite a ride. Most of you seniors, I remember when you were in the 4th grade with the innocent looking eyes when I was down with you in elementary school and you came on up. I think that's what accounts for about 9 years of your life, but you really gave us a lot of excitement. And think of the accomplishments that you did in your career in high school. This is for you seniors. You were in the playoffs 3 times in your 4 years. Twice you made it to the quarterfinals. Junior year we made it to the first round of the playoffs, but that's a tremendous effort from our seniors. What leadership you provided for this team this year, I think, goes unmatched. There were points within the year when we needed a Red Cross truck, I think, to take some of us to a football field. A lot of adversities, a lot of things we had to overcome. But I think the younger group, the freshmen, the sophomores, the juniors, you stood up to the challenge and filled some roles during the course of the year to help this team make all of us proud to watch you play football every Friday night. I'm proud of you. There's nothing in the world you need to dip your head about. You accomplished a whole lot this year in this season, going to the quarterfinals, and it was just an amazing thing for me to watch you. My address to you players that I've known, say, since age 8 years old, 9 years old, watched you grow and mature, is the next journey in your life is not that far away. I want you to remember that He is in you is greater than the one living in this world. Keep the book of life somewhere close hand in your heart, and always go back to the Bible and look for direction from the Lord Jesus Christ. He will take you a long way in this world. I am thankful to have known you and watched you play, and thank you very much. Right now I want to bring Coach Fields back up, or rather Jay Mason up at this point, and he's going to be giving us some Trinity football record updates.
Can y'all hear me? Yeah. I'll go ahead and apologize for wobbling and mumbling because that's what I'm going to do. I'm not as comfortable on this side of this table as I am on that side. But, you all know I'm here to announce the accomplishments and the achievements of our football team and individual players, that some records and stats that we surpassed this season in regards to our media guide. But before I do that, I'd like to say a couple things, if I could, to these seniors. And just like you said, Coach, I've watched these boys play with Whit being above you and Larbeth below you. I've been at most of your events, and I echo what Coach said, Kirby said, and I think you guys have worn the Crusader badge as well as any group that's came through. So, also, one point I'd like to make about your class is that you're the first. You're the first class of seniors to have played your entire high school football career under the same head coach. So since 2008. And not to take anything away from you guys' athleticism, but I do believe that stability in our coaches, whether it's our faculty coaches or our community coaches or whoever it is, I think it aids in the success of our football program that we've had the last couple of years and that we look forward to in the next few years. Parents of the seniors who are going through that final campaign with your last child, on behalf of the Booster Club, we would not be a healthy Booster Club without the efforts of many of you. So I thank you. Congratulations on your retirement from the Booster Club. So we look good. I, as one, won't bother you. I won't call you. But you know, looking back, that your time and your money and your ideas help make us successful. So if you find yourself with any of those in your retirement, come see us. We'll tell you how to use it. So now, no more rambling. Coach Fields compiled these records from his sideline stat guys, as well as his breakdown of huddle film. He believes them to be accurate. I believe the deadline to file an appeal is Wednesday at noon. If you're not happy with these, so we don't want to extend it any further. So here we go. We will be making changes to the 2019 media guide to reflect these achievements. In yards rushing per game, Jake Walker will be in 7th place with a 214-yard performance against Augusta Prep. In yards passing per game, David Coleman will move to 4th place with a 249-yard performance in our John Miller's loss. Yards passing for the season, David will move to 1st place this year with 1,636 passing yards. In his career, David also moves to 1st place with 2,627 yards in his career passing. Touchdown passes for a season, David Coleman is tied for 3rd with Whit Mason and Ronnie Stone with 11 touchdown passes. In the career, David Coleman moves to 2nd place with 22 career touchdown passes. Pass attempts in a game, I assume this is David, is tied for 2nd with Whit with 31 attempts. And David did that twice in the Bullock and the John Miller's game this year. Pass attempts for a season, David will go to 1st place with 232 pass attempts. In a career, David is in 2nd place with 349 career pass attempts. Completions, completions, we'll be updating for the game. David Coleman had 17 completions in the Bullock game. That puts him in 3rd place. For the season, pass completions, David has 1st place, 116 this year. In a career, David is in 1st place with pass completions of 181. All right, David, you rest for a minute. We can move on. So we got pass receptions. In a game, Jake Walker had 9 receptions against Bullock. That's 1st place. In a game, Walker Payne had 7 receptions, which is tied for 3rd most in the John Miller's game. Pass receptions for a season, Jake has 46 for the season and 1st place, and Walker Payne will be moving to 2nd with 45 for the season. Pass receptions for a career, Jake finished his career with 87 pass receptions, which is 1st place. Walker Payne is currently in 3rd with 54. Yards receiving in a game, we'll make a change. Jake will be in 2nd place. He had 133 yards versus Bullock. Walker Payne had 127 yards versus John Millage, which Walker's in 5th, and Jake is in 2nd. Yards receiving for a season, Walker Payne is in 1st with 746 receiving yards, and Jake is in 2nd with 632. For a career, Jake Walker had 1,261 receiving yards, which is 1st place in our media guide. Walker is sitting at 2nd with 1,060. Most interceptions in a season, This year, Jake had 11 interceptions, which puts him in first place, running his first place career total to 19. That's right, 19. Tackles, we have some incomplete data. We're still evolving, but seasons in the game, we don't have it, but we do know Gideon, to the best of Coach Field's knowledge, Gideon had a career of 297 tackles. So next fall, all of these and the others will be listed in our media guide, so you guys that are leaving, come back by a meeting next year. Thank you.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
Jimmy Fields says he'll give special thanks to the many people who's helped us in this 2018 football season and recognize our freshmen.
Thank you, Jay, for doing that. Thank you to our booster club. And let me just reiterate, I know that at Trinity, our private school, it seems like we're always getting pulled for this event or this cost or this cost. And there is so many we couldn't do. I know just within the football family, there's a lot of costs that we incur. And I want you to hear again how much the Booster Club helps this football program. And I can always go to Jay and the Booster Club and ask for some help, whether it be buses or maybe some things year to year that's outside of our budget and even outside of our fundraising. And Jay and the Booster Club is always there to help. So thank you, Jay, and thank you to our Booster Club. So, you know, senior parents still be involved. I'm sure Jay will appreciate that. There's many people that I want to thank, and I know we're anxious to get to our main course, not just food, but to recognize these young men. But I want to thank you parents, the different parent groups, the 11th grade parents, Jan and Sally, that kind of took the lead on this as far as the preparation here this evening, and so many others. I'm sure each grade, it seemed like, I know, had a duty to do. It's one thing to have a structure in place for your banquet, but it doesn't work unless you have parents like yourself that just step up and make it happen. So, particularly for this night, this evening, there's many other things going back to camp. It just doesn't happen. And so I'm very appreciative. Our football team and our coaching staff is very appreciative of all you parents do, not just here at the banquet. So thank you very much. I want to thank Dudley Baptist Church, Clint and the staff here at Dudley Baptist. You know, when there was a need, you know, once you get into the holiday season and the end of the year, it's not easy to find a venue, and certainly a venue as nice as this. And so thank you, Clint. Thank you, Dudley Baptist Church, for providing this great atmosphere. And just thanks for all you do and your support. I want to go back, and Mike Kirby and his crew, Chuck Haywood and their helper, brought Blake Purvis on side, and those guys did a great job in support of our radio crew, second to none, the voice of the Crusaders. So thank Mike, Chuck, and Blake for the job they do. Also, a local radio call-in show. I know Doug McLeod has been very supportive of not just all high school football, but in particular Trinity Christian football, and I thank Doug. TV 35 is represented here again tonight. I want to thank James Deal, Kevin Gibson, and also Michael Mathid for helping each week with the coaches show. So I want to thank those guys for what we're able to see each Wednesday, the replays of the game, and their support. I want to thank the newspaper, Rodney Manley and Jeremy Payne, for the great job they do, not just covering Dublin and Lawrence County and Middle Georgia football, but particularly what they do for Trinity Christian and our football program And just thank you guys for the great job you do. Bass Rehab, Chuck Bass, we're very blessed for their support and what they give us, along with Dr. Richter and the other orthopedics here in town. Dr. Richter many times is on the sideline with us, and I want to thank he and Chuck. Chuck actually provides a trainer for us, and a lot of times that's on those away games. So there's a lot of, pieces to the puzzle. It just didn't happen. It just doesn't happen with coaches going out and coach football. There's a lot of, things that are going on that we all want as coaches and parents for our kids to have on Friday night. And I'm appreciative of our community for doing that. A few more. I now want to, the Trinity school, I want to thank the teachers. And I know we have many teachers in the audience that are parents, and not just high school teachers, but kindergarten, right on up middle school, elementary, high school teachers. I want to thank them for their support, in particular of our athletic program, of our football team. They're always going out of their way. We coach these boys at 3 or 3:30. They've already been coached at 8 o'clock that morning. And our teachers have tremendous passion, and being here 4 years, I'm glad to be a part of the faculty at Trinity. So I thank the faculty and all the staff. That's the office staff, the cafeteria, Miss Missy and her staff, and all they do. Our athletic directors, Aaron and Catherine, George, I appreciate them, and all they do. Krista Meadows and Rusty for all their support from the athletic director's position. Our head of schools, Stan and Linda Cooey. Also, I want to mention the football auction. One of the many fundraisers, one of those things we do. I want to thank Rob Miller and Barry Walker, along with, I think, Ann Payne was helping you guys collect the money this year, and all of you out there who went above and beyond again to make that thing happen. And just, again, so much to be appreciative of. These things don't just happen. I tell our kids, whether it be going to eat a pregame meal, at a home meal, or whether we go on a road, or whether we're traveling, or we need a charter bus, if we need it, all we have to do is communicate that need, and parents in different parts, whether it's the Booster Club or football parents like you sitting here, it gets done. So I'm very appreciative, and love and appreciate all you guys do. A couple of groups I want to recognize before we get into recognizing the football team is the best cheerleaders in the state of Georgia sitting right back there. Y'all stand up, girls. I appreciate them, their coaches, Shannon Barr, Brittany Weingartner, Ann Payne, and all they do year-round. It's not just Friday night, but all the things they do in the summer in preparation for football season. And appreciate you girls, and we're very blessed to have you. Our feeder programs right here on our Trinity campus, our elementary football coach, Coach Tim Traxler, our middle school coach, Coach David Fennell, along with Boots Vincent and Steve Alligood. So appreciative of what they do. And, I want to mention Mike Kirby, because Coach Kirby, you were a part for many years of these guys as a middle school coach. So there's a lot that goes in, you can see, before we get to a senior, or before we get to their senior year, or even their freshman year. A lot that goes in behind the scenes. So very appreciative of these guys. A couple of individuals I want to call out. Chris Brown, are you here, Chris? Appreciate you, Coach Brown. Chris will work a full shift, and all I got to do is text him, or he'll text me, what time do you need me there? And he's there most every Friday night, not just at home, but on the road, taking care of our equipment, just taking care of anything that we need. So I appreciate you, Chris. Our stat crew, Chad does a great job. Chad Payne, where you at, Chad? Thank you for what you do. I know it's not easy. I know you had some help. John Mark Butler, I know, and I apologize, you might have had somebody else. Jeremy, okay? All right. Well, thank you guys, and those guys keeping the stats each Friday makes our job a lot easier. Obviously, you know, they don't have film, so, you know, we can go back over, you know, Saturday and Sunday and look at the film, but what they do with the stats is so important and helps us tremendously. Rusty Meadows, would you please stand, Rusty? I'm going to make you stand. Our Director of Football Operations. Now, what you do is uncommon. It's not common I've watched you for 4 years, and I was told about you, and but it's one thing for words, but words can't describe up here what you've meant to this football program over the last 4 years to me, and I appreciate you, and you know, just get ready for another 4 years, or it'll take about three or four to replace you. So I appreciate you, Rusty. All you do, not just with the huddle film, but the organization, and I just want to publicly apologize for leaving you those 2 times when we pulled off on the bus. Thank you, Rusty.
Hi, I'm Matt Sapp, inviting you to come see us at Dexter Meat Company. Our fresh cut meats include cube steak, stew beef, chuck roast, chuck high steak, ground beef, ground chuck, and if you love steaks, you'll really love our New York strip, T-bone, and our ribeye and choice or prime cuts. And our marinated steaks have a distinctive taste that you'll be sure to love. We invite all our neighbors to come see us for the freshest cut of meat. Remember, we cater to. Call ahead and we'll have it fixed for you. Monday through Friday, 10 to 7, Saturday, 8 to 6.
I'd like for the coaches' wives to stand. Shannon and Lily and Stacy. I don't know if Mandy is here, Coach Hobbs, or I saw Kim. Sanders is with us. So Kim and Christy, Coach Clint. Thank y'all. And this is what you know, as coaches, we get to coach. We don't got to, but we get to because of you let us. You let us. You love these kids. We stand up here a lot of times and tell people we love the kids, but it goes unnoticed sometimes that you love these kids too. If you didn't, you wouldn't let, you know, Coach Clint and Coach Sinkbill and us do this. So thank you. Love y'all and appreciate y'all so much. So thank our coaches' wives. Thank you very much. I love you, Shannon, and thank you again for being there, you know, being my biggest fan, and I'm your biggest fan. So I love you, Shannon, and thank you, and we're a team. And don't think that guys, you don't have to do that. You're going to get to do that one day. Okay, isn't that right? Okay, you do the same thing. All right, the assistant coaches, Coach Hobbs, stand. Coach Howard, y'all stand up, guys. Coach Sinkbell, Coach Shepard, Coach Clint, Coach Floyd, you guys, Coach Sanders in the back was with us each Friday night. I appreciate you guys and appreciate y'all putting up with me. Love each one of you. Thank you. Coach Sinkbill is going to hand them their varsity letter certificate. Coach Floyd's going to hand them and parents as far as letter jackets. They'll get a football pin, okay, and this will go on their letter jacket. And then each year after this, they'll get a service bar, okay? But I just want to mention and call out their names, and Coach, you can go ahead and start handing out those certificates. I'm going to go numerical order. Coach Sinkbill, I think, has it in alphabetical order. But no, I go in numerical order because Coach Fields can't remember a lot, but I remember numbers. Believe it or not, I remember the guy. I remember that guy wrestling a couple of weeks ago that I coached back in the 90s. I remember he was number 85. Number one on the field and number one in your hearts, Carson Martin. And Carson played wide receiver, defensive back for us. Number 2, Kyle Curry. Kyle played linebacker and some fullback for us and ended up starting some for us this year and playing a lot and real bright future, Kyle Curry. Number 8, Rylan Flanders. Rylan was a great blessing, new addition to Trinity, and excited to have Rylan on board as a defensive back and receiver for us and do a lot of things, good skill player. Another addition we were blessed with, number 9, Tanner Riggs. I tell you, I'd hire this guy right now. His work ethic, just tremendous work ethic, and you know, no quitting Tanner. Very proud of Tanner. Great year. Number 11, Davis Maffett. Davis played some linebacker and fullback, running back for us, and had a really good year. Proud of Davis. Also, another new addition to our school and our football program, number 18, Jaden Yoder. Jaden played wide receiver and defensive back. And then our birthday boy, number 20, Jack Rogers. Jack plays defensive end and tight end, had a great year for us, and just real proud of Jack. Also, not new to Trinity, but new to the football program. I think this is his first year playing, number 24, Coburn Blackington. Real proud of Coburn, and really matured through the year playing receiver and defensive back. Number 25, Mitchell Gay. Real proud of Mitchell. Started out playing some slot back and receiver, ended up playing some quarterback, and as well as defensive back. Real proud of Mitchell. Number 30, Zach White. Zach had a great year, got to play for us at times and played defensive end and offensive line. Real proud of Zach White. Number 33, Charlie Cullison. Charlie played tight end, defensive end, very hard worker. Real proud of Charlie. Number 39, Trent Whittington. Trent played defensive end, some offensive line, even played some center. And Trent had a real good year getting to play some, and real proud of this. And just collectively, these 12 freshmen, you know, started working with them several years ago when I came to Trinity, but specifically back in May, we had a little workout session, and they took on the nickname, what was it, y'all remember? Wild Dogs, okay? So they're off to a great start. You know, you sit here and you know, the best thing next year, y'all don't have to look at me, but listen, guys, the best thing next year about being a sophomore is at least you're not a ninth grader. I mean, you guys sitting out there know you go through your ninth grade year. Well, these guys went through it from day one, you know, not backing down, and very proud of this group, very excited. And you as parents aren't surprised. I think you're excited about this group too. So let's have a round of applause for our 12 freshmen as they go down. Thank you, guys.
Fairview Fitness Center, open 24/7 with staffed hours available every day. Push your fitness further with our fitness classes. Join today and see the benefits of a healthy life. Fairview Fitness Center, serving our community for over 30 years. For more information, call 353-1900. Visit us at 200 Industrial Boulevard behind Fairview Hospital, or log on to fairviewfitness.com.
At this time, we want to bring Coach Mike Howard up to the stage to give our Trinity Most Improved Award.
He had a great sophomore year, okay, but he had an even better junior year. Yeah, on defense, he had 46 tackles, 1 fumble recovery, 3 interceptions. Okay, on offense, I got to move to that one. He had over, in returning yards, this young man had over 378 yards on 14 attempts. Okay, had 2 touchdowns. Okay, he had rushing yards. He had 19 carries, 158 yards, 1 touchdown. I think 1 called back in a couple of games, or a couple called back. And then, of course, in receiving, this is where he shined. He had over 45 receptions, 746 yards, averaging 16.5 yards per touch. Okay, 5 touchdowns. The most improved player for this year is Walker Payne.
Now we're going to bring Coach Jimmy Fields back to recognize our sophomores.
Okay, before our sophomores come up, I want to bring our middle school managers up. Y'all come on. That's Hampton, Jim, Mitchell, and Eli, if they're here. Okay, we got these guys, Hampton Grosh, got this right here, Mitchell McDaniel. Don't see, is Mitchell here? Okay, Jim, come on up here, Jim. Uh-oh. I gotta shake these guys' hands. I think y'all know why. Sometimes I have to use my outside voice, okay? They put up with Coach Fields, okay? And Jim's graduating on. Eli's with us another year as a manager, but love and appreciate y'all guys. Let's have a round of applause for this. I told Mac to come with these sophomores because I view him and the coaches view him as not a middle school manager. That was Ben. Okay, but this is I wanted to hand Mac Scott his varsity letter award along with his up here with these other 10th graders. Sure, he's our manager. That's his role on the team, like a receiver or defensive lineman. He's our manager. But Mac was here every day at practice, putting up with Coach Floyd, making sure he had the water and everything. And every day he was at practice. So, Mac, know that we love and appreciate you, and you played a very big role in the success of our football program. So, appreciate you, Mac. These other guys, I'll start with number 10, Wade Walker. Wade played some wide receiver for us, played a little quarterback earlier, some defensive back, played on a lot of special teams for us, and real excited and for the year that Wade had and for the years that he's going to have the next couple of years. Same thing be said about Corbin Gay. Probably highlight of the year might have been the fumble recovery at John Millage. Big play on special teams, and Corbin had a good year, sophomore year, as a defensive back and receiver. Number 42, Trey Miller. And appreciate Trey's hard work, played defensive end, played some offensive line and on a lot of special teams, and just appreciate the day in and day out grind, that attitude that Trey brings to practice every day. Number 44, running back and linebacker Ben Butler, and appreciate you being this year. And if when Coach Fields uses the outside voice, it just means he loves you. And so Ben actually, he knew back during the summer that Coach Fields loves him. So love you guys. Only 5 of them, but we know that's going to grow. But just real proud of this group. Let's have another round of applause for these sophomores.
Good evening, guys. I'm about like Mr. J. I'm not real comfortable on this side of the microphone either, so I'll make this as quick as I can. Our 2 captains this year, you guys know who you are. Jay Walker and Gideon Meadows. Y'all come on up here, but talk a little bit about these guys while they're on the way up here. We couldn't ask for better people to represent our football team, I don't think, every Friday night than these 2 guys. Their work throughout the week, the playing when they're hurt, they just epitomize what you would want out of a leader in your football team. This is it's not selected by the coaching staff for our captains. Our kids vote on it, and They are an epitome of what I think our football team represents, the toughness and the grit that all you guys have. But I was very proud to have both of y'all represent us on the field every Friday night, and just a pleasure to coach both of them. Love you.
Second in number only to our freshmen with 12, these 10 juniors. So as Coach Sinkbell and Coach Floyd hand them out their varsity letter and their bar that, again, will be a part of their letter jacket. Number 7, David Coleman, quarterback, defensive back, and probably one thing that stands out, I'm not sure many quarterbacks has a tackle for loss. And I reckon the defense in me appreciate the defensive play and hard work that David did this year. Number 12, Walker Payne, outstanding year, kind of since that last year as a sophomore, and he certainly did not disappoint this year with an outstanding junior year. Number 15, Scott Anderson. This was Scott's first year playing football, probably since what, middle school, or okay. And you know that's not easy. You know, coming out and not having played football at the 9th grade year, your 10th grade year, and Scott captured my attention by watching him work in the weight room and the way he carried himself. You know, he might be one of those guys you don't see a lot as far as getting to play, but very important to this football team, the attitude and the very unselfishness that he brought to this football team was very important. I appreciate you, Scott, and a very good junior year. Looking forward to a senior year. Number 27, Carson Hall. Carson ended up playing some tight end for us, doing a good job there, as well as outside linebacker, defensive end. And Carson had a really outstanding junior year, looking for big things, worked hard in the weight room, and very proud of Carson. Number 51, Evan Bryan, playing offensive line and defensive end, and real proud of Evan, his work ethic. I think it was against John Millage. He was a starting guard, and all 150 maybe. You don't know. Yeah. It wasn't much, but he gives you everything he got, and he did a great job getting to play, and he wouldn't been on that field if he didn't have that work ethic. So Evan had a great year for us as a junior, Evan Bryan. Number 55, Raines McMichael. Can't say enough about this young man, the leadership, his spiritual leadership in the on and off the field, and appreciate you, Raines, and playing offense and defensive line, and just to make sure your senior year you stay off them swings after practice. And, number 56, Joe Cook. Big Joe had a good year for us, works extremely hard. Proud of Joe playing offensive tackle, defensive line, hard worker, Joe Cook. Number 70, Carson Kite. And never a dull moment with Carson. Really good football player. You know, came to us, this is his second year at Trinity, playing defensive line and offensive guard, and had a shoulder injury and played with a lot of pain and played through his pain and had a great junior year. Real proud of Carson, and if you're looking at him grin, he just grins all the time. It won't come off. Just permanent grin. Number 72, Sam Parada. What a blessing. Somebody said, well, where'd Sam come from? I said, we come from God. He's a blessing. So, but he came from us after the first, when was it, August? First 2 weeks of school, and fit right in. And it was evident that he was part of our family from day one. He blended right in. That's not easy, coming in and blending like he did. Very unselfish. Had a really good year for us, playing along the offense and defensive lines. Number 77, Peyton Howard. Had a great year for us, playing offensive guard, but was a leader up there on the offensive line as well as playing defensive end. Really a hard-nosed player. Took a big hit against Westfield. Make no mistake about it, he gave a lot of big hits too that night and other games, but a real leader for us on and off the field. Real proud of Peyton, had a great junior year. Let's have a round of applause for these 10 outstanding juniors.
With Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance, I can get auto, home, life, even banking all in one place. Pretty convenient if you ask me.
Always the home team, Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance. Visit us online at gfbinsurance.com.
I'm going to keep it short and sweet. This football player was I'd say a boy after my own heart. Okay, likes to hit people in the mouth. You know, I guess he likes football, but that don't really matter as long as he gets to hit people. Okay, led the team in tackles, tackles for loss. Great young man, great defensive player. Obviously, Gideon Meadows. He ain't that pretty, but it's okay.
Good one.
He really kind of took the reins and ran with them. Mr. J, could you read off those? He already leave me? See, you want to read those records? I'm just kidding. Anyway, he broke most of our offensive records. I think he holds just about almost every quarterback record at this point. If he doesn't hold them all by now, he'll hold them, I'm sure, by the end of next year. But our offensive award, Offensive Player of the Year this year goes to our quarterback, Mr. David Coleman.
We have 8 seniors, actually. Unfortunately, Austin Drake, senior year ended a little early with a unfortunate knee injury against Westwood. But Austin, those of you who were at that game, scored 2 touchdowns. And if you do have to go out, he went out in style. So love and appreciate Austin Drake. We're going to do like we've done in years past. I asked these guys to fill out a little questionnaire. And I'm going to just go in numerical order. I'm looking for number 5, Gideon Meadows. Here we go. All right. Gideon's funniest memory of high school football. The funniest memory. What does it say, Coach?
Sir? What was it? Family what? Family reunion.
Oh, the family reunion. Okay. All right. Favorite memory of high school football practice when Kalen folded him, or when Kalen folded Keon. Okay. All right. Favorite memory from a high school game when Coach Hobbs slammed Keon. So this is revolving around Keon. Okay. We'll get Keon back. Okay. This is very fitting since Coach Floyd just handed you that award, isn't it? What I'm fixing to read. Name one thing you will not miss about high school football. It says Coach Jay Fields. And see if you'll be more like Coach Sinkbell over there. Name what you will miss the most about high school football, Coach Sinkbell. Senior Gideon Meadows. All right, number 16, Colin Crozier. More than just a kid. All right. This is hard to read. All right, funniest memory of high school football. Clardy and Graham fighting in football camp. Okay. Favorite memory of high school football practice. One-on-one in the big puddle. In the middle of the practice field. Okay? All right. Favorite memory from a high school football game, making my first field goal freshman year against Edmund Burke. It was a 24-yard field goal. 29. I may not miss that either. Okay. Name one thing you will not miss about high school football.
Coach Sinkbell waking us up for county fair.
Okay. It's my contacts. Name what you will miss the most about high school football. Football camp and the family. Senior Colin Crozier. Number 19, Tristan Reiner. Okay. Funniest memory of high school football. throwing water bottles across the lunchroom with everyone when everyone was asleep, and letting all the air out of the mattresses. This was during camp. Okay. Favorite memory of high school football practice, the one-on-ones before practice. Favorite memory high school football game, winning senior night freshman year. Name one thing you will not miss about high school football, the running. Name what you will miss the most about high school football, the bond that I have with all the guys and coaches. Senior Tristan Ryan. All right, Jake Walker. Jake's funniest memory of high school football is also Clardy and Graham fighting in the lunchroom at camp. Favorite memory of high school football practice, David Coleman and Coach Fields getting emotional after David made us run an extra sprint after county fair his junior year. Favorite memory from a high school football game, the hook and ladder on homecoming my sophomore year. Name one thing you will not miss about high school football, the assassin complex. And name what you will miss the most about high school football, the brotherhood. Senior Jake Walker. All right, Senior Craig Hightower, our center. Here we go. All right, funniest memory of high school football. First start versus Pinewood when I didn't snap the ball and everyone else moved but me. Favorite memory of high school football practice, one-on-ones with Chris and Kate. Favorite memory from a high school football game, when we were playing Loganville late in the game when Jake got the ball and I went and pulled him off some tacklers and helped us get more yards and run out the final minutes of the game. Name one thing you will not miss about high school football, summer workouts. Name what you will miss the most about high school football, the Lord's Supper during camp, my teammates and coaches who have become part of my family, Friday night lights, and the Crusader Wall. Senior Craig Hightower. Grant Grosh, Senior Grant Grosh. Funniest memory of high school football, when we fought Windsor and Clardy and I had to apologize to their head coach. That was good. Favorite memory, it was a good fight. Favorite memory of a high school football practice, Kaylin and Keon's one-on-one when Kaylin almost broke Keon's back. Favorite memory from a high school football game, sophomore year against Bullock in overtime. That was the most fun I've played, the most fun game I've played. Name one thing you will not miss about high school football, practice. Name what you will miss the most about high school football. The bus rides after a win, making tackles, catching passes, my teammates, and Little Red Wagon. Senior Grant Grosh. Kalen Williams, Senior Kalen Williams. Funniest memory of high school football. All right, Will Clardy bashing his own head with a helmet to hype the team at halftime. Okay, favorite memory of high school football practice. The last day of football camp, this year's Spider Trail. Favorite memory from a high school football game, Coach Fields telling Trey about how how he would open up a can of you-know-what. Okay? Name one thing you will not miss about, that was Trey Miller. Name one thing you will not miss about high school football, conditioning. Name what you will miss the most about high school football, Friday Night Lights. Senior Kalen Williams. A lot can be said about these group of seniors, and I just want you guys to know how special these 4 years at Trinity have been, how you've made it. You've persevered, you've worked hard, and there's no speech from any coach standing up here can tell you just what you mean to me and these coaches and what you mean to this audience tonight. There's just not words that can describe it. The grit, the determination, and it goes way beyond the football field. And I can speak for everyone here tonight. What we're most excited, y'all listen to me, it's already been said, what we're most excited about is what God has started in you. We've seen that. It hadn't been perfect. Coach Fields ain't perfect. But there's no doubt that God has a plan for you. And there's a lot of championships to be won, and that he's going to win through your champs on and off the field. I'm excited for you. I'm excited how you're going to change the world for Christ. And there's no doubt that you're going to make me very proud. You're going to be great husbands, and you're going to be great daddies. This year, our seniors, let's have a round of applause.
For over 21 years, JT Hanna has provided Dublin and Middle Georgia with quality promotional products and superior service you can count on. JT Hanna specializes in screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving. We also provide customers with original artwork and logos through our talented in-house design. Our website makes designing and ordering t-shirts easy. You can design, choose from an uploaded template, or upload your own custom logo to easily create a lasting impression. Customers can also create purchase sites to make selling shirts for fundraisers or events easy and stress-free. Whether you need promotional items for your company or next event, JT Hanna can help. We take pride in delivering the highest quality products, and we take pride in serving you. Try us. I think you'll like us. Contact us today at 478-274-1267 or visit us on the web at jthanna.com.
One of the definitions of a crusader is a person who brings an impassioned and sustained effort to bring about change. And our Crusader Award this year is somebody who is a senior who showed consistency since their freshman year. Change as in during the game. And Jake, you can come on up here. This year, you know, he's been consistent all 4 years, embodied of what the Crusader Award is. But this year, he put together probably one of the most prolific years that you could have. I mean, playing both sides of the ball and having very good success on both sides of the ball. The record interception, it kind of near and dear to my heart. I think that record's going to stand a long time. And, you know, the kids at Trinity will remember this guy a long time. And we're glad to have him as our Crusader Award.
All region players will be mentioned, but we wanted to take the time to mention 2 players that were selected honorable mention, and this was by other coaches in our region. They're 2 juniors. I don't have your certificate yet. It's on the way, but I want you to come on up here, okay? And just want to recognize you in front of this audience tonight, because I think that making all region, making honorable mention, all region, being recognized by others in the region is very important. And that's 2 of our junior linemen Peyton Howard and junior Carson Kite. Y'all come on up. Just a handshake right now, but appreciate you, Peyton. Congratulations. Congratulations.
First off, I'd like to say, Coach Fields, I appreciate you. You've been an awesome mentor to me and a friend. Blessed my life, blessed my family. I just want to tell you thank you for everything you've done. And to the coaching staff, y'all, thank you for letting me get on your sideline, and I've enjoyed being around each and every one of you. So, this award is for one of the toughest kids I've ever seen play. I played the same position he did. He probably knows who I'm talking about. He's a hard-nosed kid. I'm not sure how much he actually wants to play the game, but I tell you what, he'll fight for each and every one of you every Friday night, off the field, on the field, no matter, he'll defend you. And I'm just proud to say that Gideon Meadows, your origin.
Okay, the next all-region is one of our linemen, played a great junior year, but an awesome senior year. We're really proud of him, Kalen Williams.
All right, our next all-region kid, guy that we've already talked about a couple of times tonight, but just a heck of a ball player. I think I told him that pretty regularly. Just go make a play, and he tends to do that on either side of the football. Our third all-region player is Jake Walker.
Fourth on the list, played corner for us, and obviously played quarterback for us. If not the most impressive quarterback in our region. Glad to have him. You know him, you love him. Dave Cole.
Well, usually if you have a good quarterback, you have a really good receiver who's fast and don't mind catching the ball and making a play. And Walker Payne, he's grew up Trinity kid. And we enjoyed watching him this year, and he's another all-region player.
First of all, these guys will come on up. We did have two gentlemen represented on the honorable mention All-State, recognized by not just region coaches, but coaches all over AAA in the state. And these two guys, very well deserving, Gideon Meadows and Jake Walker. Come on up. And then our one representative to the All-State team, selected by AAA coaches, very deserving, very proud of him, and want to just go ahead and mention now, very proud of his accomplishments and how he has represented Trinity in this process, being recruited by many schools, and you know, he's got a lot of potential, a lot of ability. But what far outweighs his football potential is the heart for Christ that he has. I love you, Kalen. We're expecting big things, not just on the football field, but as a godly man. All-State, Kalen Williams. Okay, that wraps it up. And the highlight, I've done this, you know, the plaques and the awards, they collect dust, and they need to, okay? Just to be quite honest, they have some value. But what doesn't collect dust is when you bring a group of guys down here, whether they're your 8th and 7th grade managers, or whether they're freshmen, whether they're a starter, whether they're whatever they are. Okay, those are all positions. And but just to get to partner with you, parents and grandparents, and I mean this, I think you know this, as excited as I am for Kalen, I'm just excited about our 7th grade manager. And it ain't about, football is a tool. It's just a tool. We're appreciative, we're fired up about that tool, okay? And, but we're very fired up about what God is doing in these young people. And I'm a parent too, so there's many times we have to pray for patience as we coach and as we parent. But it's worth it. And I think we're all reminded as coaches and as parents, we don't give up on these kids because God doesn't give up on us. So very appreciative for you parents, and I want you guys to know you hear it. And since you've heard it, just, you know, we expect you and God expects you to go and multiply, and just, you know, the love that you have in your heart, you share that and you continue to grow in Christ, and you'll continue to make us proud. So there might be some other things, but that's it as far as the, oh, I was going to get in trouble. Miss Shannon wanted me to read something. It's about Jay Shower, the football stuff in the board. You mamas and wives will understand this. Dads will understand it too. I forgot all about Jay's shower. Come celebrate Jay and Addison this Friday, December 14th. It will be a drop-by between 3 and 5 at Christ Chapel, Dublin, in the cafe. See Shannon for info. Okay, she wrote it big because she knows I'm going to say it.
All right, so first I'd like to thank Mr. Clint for being our spiritual coordinator this year, and just thank you for all you do. I'd like to thank Coach Jay Shepard for helping us out with everything. He was a good receivers coach, taught me a lot this year. Thank you.
I would like to thank Coach Howard for being our line coach.
I would like to thank Coach Bennett for helping us with the film and unloading and helping us load up the bus and always being there at every game.
I would like to thank Coach Hobbs and for him coming out and helping us every day.
I would like to thank Coach Floyd for helping us out. Thank you.
I would like to thank J-Bo, also known as Jackson Brack. He's near and dear to my heart as a coach and as a teammate.
I would like to thank Coach Sanders for everything he does. Love you, Coach.
I'd like to thank Chris Brown for being on the sideline and helping us with our equipment.
Next up, we have Coach Boots, who's our middle school, I think, offensive coordinator. That's right. But he's been studying our plays, so we just appreciate him. Looking forward to great things.
I would like to thank Mr. Rusty for him doing the huddle stuff, and thank you.
I'd like to thank Coach Sinkbell for calling some great plays and for always being there for all of us for all 4 years. I'd like to thank Coach Fields for being our head coach for the past 4 years, but in order to get this, I get to do what you did to me freshman year. You ready?